Hello, I'm Lori Joe Vest, and it is day 11 of 38 days of Work Mom. On my book, Work Mom Says Don't Be an Idiot, 38 Lessons You Don't Want to Learn the Hard Way, now available on Amazon. It's a great quick read. We're going to hit on chapter 11 today. Short little chapters, easy to read, lots of great information for young professionals. But number 11 is your coworkers are not your BFFs. And now that may sound a little paranoid. What do you mean? Why can't I be friends with the people I work with? Well, you can, but you may have to wait a little bit before you reveal yourself too much or reveal too much about how you're thinking about things. And I'll tell you a story why I feel this way. There was a young woman that worked with me when I was in my late 20s, and we shared an office and we got along so well. We had so much fun. And she'd been working there a couple of weeks, and we went out to dinner and cocktails. And so, loosening up a little bit with some cocktails, you may start talking about things that, are a little more, make you a little more vulnerable. And I mentioned some problems I was having with our operations manager. Now, I asked for her confidence. I did not expect there to be any repercussions from a little complaint session. It happens, especially between coworkers. But the next morning, I went into work and the operations manager called me into his office and said, "Why did you say this about me?" And repeated my words directly, what I had said when we went out to dinner the night before. It was bad. It was, shocking. I didn't know how to respond. I was so taken aback and surprised. And I ended up just throwing myself at his mercy, saying, "Yeah, that was an idiotic thing for me to do. I was just bitching and complaining. It didn't mean anything, and I apologize." But that relationship never recovered. And that's the kind of thing that can happen if you go into work situations assuming that the people you work with are always on your side. They're not. They're on their own side. Some of them will be on your side, but a lot of them will only be on their own side. And if they can take you down, they may feel that raises them up. So something to remember, your coworkers are not your BFFs, they're your coworkers. Those relationships should be professional. They may veer into personal after you've worked together for an extended amount of time and maybe built up some trust. But right away, don't give anybody that honest, that instantaneous trust because make sure it's warranted so that you don't get in a situation like the one I found myself in when I was in my 20s. Oh, it was so painful and unexpected. So now you know that's chapter 11 of my book. You can find my podcast at workmomsays.com and on Spotify and the other podcast platforms. If you want to get in touch with me, workmomsays.com has a contact form. I'd love to hear from you. What guests would you like me to bring on to the show? What topics would you like me to cover? And I'd love to hear from you there. I'm also an open networker on LinkedIn, and I would love to hear from you there as well. So get in touch, keep listening, subscribe to my channel here so you don't miss the next 27 lessons. They'll be short and sweet, I promise. See you then.